Hello everyone, my name is Yashu Shukla and today I'll be presenting my final presentation on StressMate. These are the list of contents which I'll be going through today. To start with, I would like to ask how many of you are stressed? I assume most of us, as it's the end of the semester in which we have so many exams, assignments, and tests to do. We juggle work, studies, and other responsibilities, and somewhere along the way, our mental well-being takes the back seat. There are times when we just want to talk to someone to share what's on our mind, but we don't always have that person around. And to be honest, not everyone understands how we are feeling, isn't it? Stress is something we all face. But don't worry, it's not just a feeling, it's a global issue, as research has proven it as well. Numbers show that stress and loneliness are becoming major contributors to mental health struggles. Well, I got the perfect solution for this. Introducing to you all StressMate, your one-stop solution to emotional support, stress management, and mindful connection. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed by work, studies, or anything else, StressMate is here to listen, support, and uplift you anytime, anywhere. Let's look at its key features. StressMate isn't just a chatbot, it's your empathetic conversational companion. It engages with users using kind and understanding language to offer comfort. Along with that, StressMate provides motivational quotes and affirmations. For visual calm, it shares soothing pictures and stories, creating a peaceful atmosphere when you need it most. And finally, it offers simple yet effective mental wellness tips. To understand how exactly it looks like, let's just look at the demo. Due to time constraint, I'll move fast with the video, but you can have a look at it later on. So this is the main home screen of the application, and then it leads to an overview of all the features that the service provides. Next is the creating account page in which you can add in your DP and you enter your name, age, your gender, your occupation, and your email ID. With that, the account creation is done and you are led to the main chatbot screen where you can start chatting with the chatbot. So I've just shown different user queries, so you can have a look at it later on. At the end, you can rate your experience by providing stars out of 5. Moving on, to understand the need of the service, let's look at a user scenario. Meet Zoya, a university student feeling overwhelmed and stressed. A friend introduces her to StressMate, and she starts chatting with the bot, which responds with empathy and kindness, helping her escape stress. Thanks to StressMate support and simple design, Zoya finally feels relaxed. Y'all would be wondering that this all features can be done by GPT-2. Well, let's have a look at it. I used all the same user queries which I used in the StressMate demo video, starting with a hello. As you can look, the output is quite short with just hey and what's up. Next, I asked for some tips in which it provided 5 to 6 tips to relax down. Next, when I asked for motivational quote, the output was good enough. And next, when I asked for a calming picture, you can see that it did not generate any picture because in the free version of GPT, there are only limited tokens for image generation, so it was not able to show an image. Lastly, I asked for an affirmation and the output was good enough. Now, if we think about which model is better for stress management, well, the answer would be StressMate. And here's why. Definitely, the user interface is better, which has a nice aesthetic calming vibe. StressMate offers more personalization as it allows users to create account with profile pictures. Just like we have separate apps for different tasks like weather, movie bookings, or shopping, StressMate is a dedicated space for emotional support and stress relief. The chatbot is designed to be comforting right from the very first interaction of hello. It offers multimedia support by providing soothing images with visual stories that help users feel mentally relaxed. Now let us look at how all this is possible. Well, it is because of two main components, that is LLM and RAG. To understand each of them, let us look at them in detail and how they were implemented. Starting with LLM pipeline. When user enters a query, it is sent to Perplexity LLM API. The response from the API is then received and shown as a response. A key part of this pipeline is prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is the core technique that enables the chatbot to respond with emotional intelligence. In particular, I use system message and few-shot prompting. System message was used to define the chatbot's tone, personality, and purpose, whereas few-shot prompting provided examples of how the chatbot should respond in specific situations, helping guide its behavior and maintain consistency. The combination of these two made chatbot more effective in answering. This is the code section which I used. Moving on to the RAG pipeline. When user queries is more specific, like asking for a motivational quote or affirmation, it goes through a RAG process. The retriever searches the CSV-based database of quotes and affirmations, from which the top results are selected and then passed along with user's query to LLM API, which combines them to generate response. Having mentioned about the database, let me explain how I created it. This database was built using motivational quotes dataset from Hugging Face and positive affirmations dataset from Kaggle. This database enabled StressMate to deliver meaningful responses that motivate users. These are how the CSV looks like. So one of the key features of this service is that it provides visual calm. This was done by using a predefined set of visual images and narration pairs. Whenever a user requests this feature, randomly one of these combinations are selected to be displayed. So they were stored in this form, one image along with its story, like pair 1, pair 2, and there were more of these such kinds. These are few of the examples of how the output looks like. As you can see, the first scene is of a beach, the second one is on mountains, the third one is dedicated to forest. Moving on to the stack overview, Django framework was used to build the entire service, including both front-end and back-end logic. In front-end, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript were used to design the user interface, and in back-end, Python was used to handle server-side logic, API communication, and database interaction. StressMate was then moved from Django to AWS. This deployment was done using AWS services like EC2 and S3. I created two EC2 instances using Ubuntu AMI. I configured security group to allow inbound traffic on the port 8000 so that the app can be accessed via the browser. To ensure secure and permission-based access to other AWS resources like S3, I added an IAM role to the instances. Finally, I used AWS Session Manager to securely access and manage the instances. I also created an S3 bucket to store the project files. I uploaded the Django project as a zip folder to this bucket, making it easy to access from the EC2 instances. After the setup, I was able to access the application via public IP address of EC2 instance on the port 8000, making it accessible from anywhere. And I also tried it on my mobile and it was working over there as well. Here's just a video of the service running on AWS. Now let us look at how I evaluated the service. As the service is focused on emotional well-being and user satisfaction, I conducted a qualitative evaluation using Google Forms. The survey included a mix of question types covering general experience, usability, visual design, the app functionality, all aligned with key HCI, human-computer interaction principles. Additionally, I included open-ended questions to gather some quantitative insights and capture personal feedback from users. This was the Google Forms. A total of 15 university students took the survey. Here are some of the questions which were included, like how easy was it to navigate through the website? Would you recommend the service to others? Did it help reduce stress? Would you like to use this service in the future? And some open-ended questions as well. Here were the results of the feedback. As we can see, most of the participants liked the overall layout of the interface. One of the most important questions was that, did you feel relaxed after using the service? And the results were quite positive, as we can see that more than 80% of the participants responded with a yes. Based on the quantitative data from open-ended questions, I made few key improvements, such as some of the users suggested that the design of the buttons could be more appealing, so I redesigned them to ensure more visually pleasant and user-friendly experience. Additionally, a few participants faced issues while uploading their profile pictures, so I fixed that bug to ensure that the picture feature works correctly. Now let's move on to the limitations. While StressMate offers valuable support, it also has a few limitations to it. The RAG pipeline can sometimes cause slower response times, which was also seen in the feedback given by the users. The chatbot uses the same tone for all users, which may not perfectly suit different age groups or professions. Visualizations were predefined, so the users did not have a chance to create their own images. And currently, the service only supports English, limiting accessibility for non-English speakers. Well, this leads into the future work. One major improvement will be in optimizing the RAG retrieval system to ensure faster and smoother responses. The chatbot's tone can be adapted based on users' age and profession, making interactions feel more relatable. In order to enhance the quality of responses, more refined prompt engineering techniques can be used further. These were the references I used from my project. Thank you all for being a patient audience, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.